Hey guys, and welcome to this video. We're going to be talking about the upcoming Blue Beetle movie. But before we get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, stay up to date with all the movie news we have going on around here, guys. So, Zack Snyder hypes DC's next movie in a rare tweet that's viewed 10 million times. Man of Steel director Zack Snyder takes to Twitter to express his excitement for the DC's latest movie, The Blue Beetle, a subdued marketing campaign. So yeah, there's no secret that, Blue Beetle was destined to do really, really bad at the box office. Its projections came out for its opening weekend, and it said between 12 to 15 million, which would be absolutely catastrophic, which is, So whether they've gone ahead and contacted Zack Snyder to get him to promote the movie with this tweet, to get the market appealing to the Snyder fans, or whether it's just Snyder on his own accord, kind of, bigging up the movie himself, not really sure at this point. But yeah, so I just want to point out this bit here as well. So, where is it? So Snyder's support for the Blue Beetle is significant as it appeals to a strong fan base and gives the movie a massive marketing push, potentially helping its commercial success. And the Snyder tweet generated more buzz for Blue Beetle than its official marketing campaign, raising awareness for the... That there is absolutely shocking. Snyder's tweet generated more buzz for the Blue Beetle than its official marketing campaign. That just goes to show you how strong of a character within the DC universe that Snyder still is, even though he's no longer attached to the upcoming DC movie and the upcoming DC reboot. Snyder is still heralded as kind of that DC kind of figure, and people for years to come, people are still going to see Snyder as a DC kind of icon. So he's going to have a lot of power when it comes to the DC fan base. So him making this tweet is a really good way to get the Snyder fans kind of on board and kind of looking at this movie, whereas beforehand maybe they wouldn't. But yeah, so Man of Steel and Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice director Zack Snyder takes to Twitter to express his excitement for DC's latest superhero movie, Blue Beetle. The upcoming DCEU superhero film was one of the last productions to have been made before James Gunn took over as co-CEO of the DC Studios and announced a reboot of the franchise from the DCEU to the DCU. Blue Beetle's promotional campaign has been affected by SAG-AFTRA strike, and actors aren't allowed to participate in press tours or promote their work on social media. Yeah, so we've got the ongoing strike still going, guys. We don't know how long it's going to last. Hopefully it comes to a close soon, and hopefully, some of the things that the actors and writers are asking for, hopefully it can come to a compromise with the studios, because at the end of the day, it's going to affect our movies. That's why all the release dates in Hollywood are being pushed around at the moment. But just bear in mind, people are standing up for their rights in their workplace, and I'm completely on board with that. If they believe that they're entitled to better working conditions, everybody is. And if they feel that that's the right thing to do, then fair enough to them. So, in a rare tweet posted by Snyder, the filmmaker hyped up Blue Beetle's upcoming release. As of writing, the tweet has been viewed over 10 million times. Check it out below. So, Zack Snyder's Twitter post here. Looking forward to taking my kids to see Blue Beetle. Hashtag representation matters. Hashtag Blue Beetle. And there's awesome artwork here of Blue Beetle. Obviously, his arms like transforming into some sort of sword or some sort of weapon. It looks pretty cool, pretty like high-tech machinery kind of sword. Looks pretty awesome. I'm really excited to see this film. I don't think it's going to be the best thing I've ever seen. It's kind of looking towards the mediocre end of the superhero spectrum, but I'm still excited to see it. Anything that's DC, I'm a complete DC fan, so I'm excited to see anything DC. But Snyder expressed how excited he is to take his children to see the movie and highlighted the film's importance to the Latinx community with the hashtag representation matters. So, why Zack Snyder's Blue Beetle support is so important. In an era where many DC movies are flopping at the box office, and the Blue Beetle projected to gross 12 to 17 million on its opening week, I can't get over that number, man. That number is just real bad. If it comes out anywhere near that number, it's going to be catastrophic, man. It's going to be so bad. But yeah, grossed 12 to 17 million on its opening weekend. The movie desperately needs a strong promotional campaign to ensure moderate commercial success. With SAG-AFTRA strikes preventing the actors from promoting their work, on top of the already quiet marketing campaign, buzz for Blue Beetle has been low. Meanwhile, Snyder has always been a huge marketing asset for the DC brand. Yeah, that's what I was saying, guys. Even though Snyder no longer really has any involvement with DC, for years to come, people are still going to see Snyder as this kind of DC overlord, if you will, seeing him as this icon within DC, even though he's not attached to it anymore, and he had nothing to do with these films, or he has nothing to do with Blue Beetle. Yeah, people are still going to, people still see DC, DC and Snyder as this connected thing. So with Snyder tweeting out this tweet, it's going to be really helpful to support the Blue Beetle brand going forward. So there were many reactions to Snyder's tweet, some of which can be viewed below. So we've got David Ayer here from, obviously he was the director of the Suicide Squad. He reacted with a kind of a clapping hands or some hand emoji here. Suicide Squad director David Ayer seemingly echoed what Snyder tweeted with a raised hand emoji, signaling that he looks forward to watching the movie. Robert Butler, the tweet is the biggest plot twist of the year. He marketed the movie better than his old studio. I'm crying. Yeah, that's funny, isn't it? He's no longer in charge, but yeah, he's got more power than what it seems the studio has. It's kind of quite funny in that way. So Robert Butler pointed out how the studio's marketing for Blue Beetle has been practically non-existent, and Snyder's tweet seems to have raised more awareness for Blue Beetle release than its official campaign for Warner Brothers. Obviously, on the Reddit forums as well, there's been, people have been posting up memes of like different Blue Beetle themed objects. Like people have made the Blue Beetle burger and the Blue Beetle cups and the Blue Beetle, different items and stuff. That's really, really hilarious to see. So go on Reddit, guys, and have a look through some of those posts if you're interested. It's just really, really funny to see what people are coming up with. But it seems that the fans, and it seems that Snyder, both the fans and Snyder, have been doing a better job at marketing this movie than the actual studio itself. It might just be because they know they have a massive bomb on their hands and they don't want to spend any more money marketing it, because in their eyes, maybe there's just no point, because for every extra dollar you spend on marketing, this movie's going to flop anyway, and they're not going to get any of it back. So maybe they just realize that there's no point in sinking loads of money into the marketing if it's, if you're not going to get anything back from it. But so home of DCU, Zack Snyder and his family will be watching Blue Beetle with the Blue Beetle Battalion. So the home of DCU Twitter account echoed Snyder's tweet and amplified it with the Blue Beetle Battalion hashtag, which was created to raise awareness for the movie and promote the importance on social media. And then we got Liz, hashtag Union Strong. Zack doing this for the Blue Beetle, but not the Flash. A very funny man. So at Atheist J Liz points out how Snyder did not tweet about the Flash, but did for Blue Beetle. They come from the same franchise. By tweeting about the Blue Beetle and raising awareness for its important representation, Snyder is appealing to a segment of the DC fan base that has been tapped out for some while. Snyder's strongest supporters have claimed to boycott any DC project made without him, and continually lobby Warner Brothers to continue the Snyderverse somehow. Snyder is currently in the process of building many franchises for Netflix, including Army of the Dead series and Rebel Moon. Guys, if you haven't seen Army of the Dead, go and watch Army of the Dead, made by Zack Snyder. Really, really fun movie, like a load of mercenaries in Las Vegas fighting zombies, and it's just classic kind of zombie bit like in Las Vegas. It's really good, guys. Go and watch it if you haven't seen it. Rebel Moon is also coming out soon, made by Zack Snyder. That looks really, really good. That's airing on Netflix at some point. I don't know the exact date off the top of my head. I'd have to look at that. But yeah, Rebel Moon is kind of like, it's almost like a Star Wars-esque Star Trek sci-fi, kind of intergalactic kind of movie. So that looks really, really interesting. So guys, so keep your eyes out for that. Despite that, his name is strong within the DC brand. Absolutely. As soon as you say Zack Snyder to any film fan, the first thing you think of is DC. That's it. And it's going to be that way for the next, I reckon, 5 to 10 years at least. You say Zack Snyder, you think of DC. That's all you think of. He's just heralded as this kind of like DC icon, and he's going to be like that for many years to come, I think. So because of this, Snyder's support for the Blue Beetle is extremely important, because it not only gives the film a massive marketing push, but it also reaches out to diehard Snyder fans who think that boycotting it will help restore the Snyderverse. That's never going to happen, guys. Like, as much as I'd like to see that, as much as any other Snyder fan, at this point, we know it's not going to happen. We can still dream, but we know it's not going to happen. Even if the director has moved from DC, Snyder is still an avid supporter of the brand, and has also said in the past that he looks forward to seeing what James Gunn will do with the franchise as DCEU becomes the DCU. Perhaps his enthusiasm for Blue Beetle can help turn the tide for the movie. Yeah, I mean, like I keep saying, guys, even though Zack Snyder has, his connection to DC and, the fact that he's this DC kind of icon, does he have the power to make this film profitable just by making a tweet? I don't really see that happening. I think he might get some people thinking about watching the movie, but I don't think like just tweeting out this message is going to really up the box office by that much. I can't see it making that much of a difference, but you never know. Zack Snyder can do crazy things. We restored the Snyderverse. We restored we got the Snyder Cut made, so Snyder seems to be able to get amazing things done. So you never know. But yeah, guys. So jump down to the comment section. Let me know what you think about this. About Zack Snyder tweeting out about this movie. Are you interested in watching Blue Beetle? Have you fallen off the DC bandwagon? Just let me know what you think overall, guys. And I will see you soon.